And we are live with session 4 of our Drowned Gods game. And we're just going to go into things like we usually do. This time, there's not really much of a reason to split them up, so we're going to go back to normal. And who would like to give the recap in return for a hero point? And then, as always, remember to reset your hero points pool to 1 as this is a new session. So, is that Abe giving the hero
Yes.
recap? He's not on mic or something. Yeah, he's coming through your mic, Anna.
Yeah, he's wanting to. He's getting that figured out.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was working.
Is that better?
Yes, much better.
Cool. Okay, so last time we started to cross the great lava flow crater. And as we were crossing it, we ran into some freaking crabby lava lobster crabs.
You're right. You just skipped the first half of last game.
That does what did we do last?
I'll give you a hint. It came out of a crack and it smelled bad.
Oh, that's right. Everybody got drugged except for not PPOP. Yeah, everybody got drugged except for PPOP.
Yeah.
And PPOP went ahead to scout, and I figured out that we were all feeling woozy because of the gas that came out of the cracks, and which did not turn you into a duck, as we found out.
But it made you sound like one.
It did.
And that was a different gas. That was different gas out of this different crack, though.
Gas. That was like earlier.
Yes.
But needless to say, it was a disappointment. Akalupu is still with us, unfortunately. And then, I figured out you needed to go higher, which we did. Higher. Then we kept going after that, and then we ran in. No, then we got ambushed. Well, not me. Everyone else, I don't know what everyone else was doing. They were like picking the daisies or something.
Yeah, and PPOP was having a realization, almost like a revelation about the nature of gases.
That's right. And then
we got
ambushed.
Damn lobsters.
Floated
every time.
Away. And then, we kicked some butt.
One of the lobsters almost killed Sammy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, first out of the gate, she almost died. But then I did a few whacks of, well, it wasn't really a whack so much of a throw of my trusty dusty staff, and I did a few blasts, and some other people did some things, and everything else turned out okay.
Now the truth comes out about how Mono Anui sees everyone else around him.
Yeah, they did something.
They did something.
They were there. They showed up.
Here, participation trophy.
Yeah, you guys tried.
Yeah, and we had a pretty
Our
short.
group has a lot of room to grow on the interpersonal side of things. I feel like we got a lot of very self-focused people here, at least 2.
Yeah, no, I think all 3, and that kind of works, It gives you some room for character growth.
Sammy's not really self-focused.
No, she's just extremely timid and has no damage spells.
Yeah, as we found out. So, I've overfilled a bit. I'm making chocolate
and that was about it. We had kind of a shorter session last time, and a lot of it was taken up by the combat. But the only other thing I would add is that after Sammy got damaged, she used one of her spells to kind of pacify this rock lobster over there. But she had to concentrate in order to maintain the spell. So it at least narrowed down, how many you had to fight at once. But then after you killed the other one, you guys decided that you wanted to deal with the one that was charmed. So you went over and you kicked the crap out of it off camera.
Yeah, and then I healed Sam. No, I didn't heal her, did I?
No, you did, which is a good
Did
thing
we?
too.
I
You
thought
you
we
rolled.
were waiting it.
No, and
Oh, that's right.
you got
She
good.
almost
I
got
think.
fully healed.
Yeah, you healed her for 10 points, and she took, I think, 13. So she's actually only down a few points now.
That's right. That's right. I just remember there was something that we are gonna do like the beginning of this session, and I don't remember what that is.
I think that was last session where you wanted to ask
Maybe.
Sammy some questions about her parentage and the source of her
that's right.
powers.
That's right.
All right,
Which I guess is kind of important that we found out that she's like Loki and the
Pele.
village,
The village.
Yes.
healer's daughter. So
Famous soccer player.
No, in this case, I was going more based off of the Hawaiian goddess
Yeah.
Pele, but yes,
I've
also that. So yeah, go ahead and give yourself that extra hero point. And like we were talking about off mic just a minute ago, if anyone does anything that is hero point worthy, make sure to point it out in case I'm just not paying enough attention. I really should be giving those out and haven't been. Everyone else should have 1 hero point as we're starting a new session, and we can pick up from where we left off. So you guys are here. I'll just place you around this one because you were just kicking the crap out of it. So it is now dead.
I bashed his head in with my club.
Now, as soon as you attacked it, it was no longer charmed, I should point out, in case that ever comes up in combat where it's not off camera. But we'll just assume that you took it out without too much trouble.
One swift blow to the head.
Which, yeah, I mean, it could happen. It's unlikely. I don't know if you guys have enough damage to take one of these guys out in a single round.
Well, we got to set up for it. It wasn't in the heat of combat.
True.
Right.
It was kind of a coup de grace. Coup de grace, automatic crit, double damage, hit it with an ice beam.
Basically.
And doesn't it automatically go last because it's flat-footed?
That doesn't make it go last. That lowers its armor class.
Oh.
So basically, when a creature is flat-footed, it loses its dexterity bonus to its armor class.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So, and that's important to know. So, if you're fighting, say, a stone golem and it's flat-footed, well, you just maybe lowered it by 1 or 2 points because it's a stone golem. It moves slowly. It has no dexterity. It's all armor. But if you have something like, I don't know, the doll that was giving you so much trouble in our one-shot, that one had almost no armor, and almost all of its AC came from being quick and small.
Nice.
So,
yeah,
just a little tactical advice. Yeah, so you guys have kicked the crap out of it.
A doll,
Boy, howdy, you'll be ready.
I'll be ready. I don't know when the next demon possessed doll is, but I'm waiting.
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna have to throw that in as a boss. You guys are gonna travel to the next island, and you're gonna climb to the tallest mountain, and there sitting on top is just a creepy doll.
I love it.
And it's gonna kill you, and you're gonna get the Dark Souls "you're dead" text, and then you'll have to start over from all the way back in the dead marshes, and try to get your souls because.
I like it. That actually sounds like a really cool plot point.
That would be kind of fun to actually do a Dark Souls RPG where every time you make it friggin' hard to where you absolutely will die. But then every time you die, you lose all your XP from the previous level until you can get back and retrieve that XP. It would be kind of fun as a shorter thing. Maybe a few sessions. I don't think that would be great as a full game, just getting the crap kicked out of you every time you roll low.
Oh boy.
I would not do well because I always suck at rolling.
Hey, although at least the consequences aren't quite as bad. You're not dead forever.
Exactly. Anyway,
Just like
so yes, you guys have kicked the crap out of that guy. It's now slowly bleeding and, oozing out its life juices on the floor. These are lobsters, so, breakfast. There's lava around, even,
there we
with a
go.
little lobster tail.
Lobster tail.
Yeah, anyway, I'm just saying, if you want to save some rations, these are 100% an edible monster. Not like a lot of the other things you might run across.
I mean, if supplies get low, Akalupu is quite a big boy.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to make sure there's extra food, otherwise he will definitely eat one of you.
Well, no, I'm saying that, it would make more sense if Akalupu fed the group than if the group fed Akalupu. All I'm saying, guys.
You'll never take me down, fool.
Yep. Alright, and Semi is now in better shape, but as you guys are breathing heavily as you extract your revenge on this lobster, you hear a rather ominous clicking and clacking noise, kind of from all directions around you.
I think we should get out of
Run.
here, guys. I think we should.
Alright,
okay.
where are you running? Is the question.
I don't like that question. Where am I?
Straight
I don't see-
ahead towards
yeah.
the peak, right?
Yeah, like, do we
Yes,
have any
the
other
peak
options?
would be north according to this map. Now that doesn't mean it's actually north, but pretend that up is north. You have the option of not running,
Well,
but yes,
I
you will
say-
need to make your way north, and unless you want to try and make your way out of the lava field, which at this point, it is late enough in the day, it is extremely unlikely that you would be able to go around before it became dark and it became even more dangerous to try and move through this area. So yes, heading straight toward the peak is probably your best bet. Maybe
Yeah,
not
Alright, well-
running though.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably, someone's gonna twist their ankle and die, but, walking quickly seems like a good idea.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
pretty
definitely
rocky.
pick up Sammy and, start moving forward for sure. Somebody with better observation than me should be definitely keeping an eye out for, something coming.
well, I am.
Well, this is definitely a time that I think tactical mode makes the most sense. So we will be going turn by turn through this. Let me go ahead and end this current one, and we can get new initiatives for everyone. So why don't we go through and everyone tell me kind of how you are proceeding. Are you being stealthy? Are you just kind of, marching single file with your head on a swivel? Are you, using all of your tracking skills to try and figure out what the heck this is and where it is?
How dark is it?
It is getting to be near the golden hour. So
low
you
light
still
hour
have
type
you
of-
still have full light. It's not like dim light yet. But you don't have as much direct sunlight as you had before. So
Alright,
it is getting to the point where a lot of it is ambient sunlight. You probably still have a good hour to maybe hour and a half to 2 hours. But you have enough time definitely to get out of the crater before nightfall if you keep going straight.
I say we keep going straight, but personally, who's first? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'll just go down the list in the order that is in front of me. Akalupu, how is he going about this? So your choices for skills that you can use for your initiative are deception. So that's usually more for social, but if you wanted to make a case for I throw a rock over there and I run the other direction, I could give you that. Diplomacy, which that's even more social. I don't think that makes any sense in this situation. stealth, survival, or of course the default is perception. So stealth would be for if you're like, all right, and I'm gonna go, all commando on this, and I'm a crouch behind this rock and combat roll and whatever. It's being really sneaky. Combat rolling is not sneaky. That's not a good example. And then
Especially not over
survival.
rocks.
Yeah. Survival would be more using your knowledge of nature and the area and the creatures and whatever else. Kind of the same way that you use survival for tracking, you'd be using that except for, in this case, to traverse the area and hopefully have an advantage over an enemy coming.
Take that off.
And then, of course, the default is you're just traveling and you're keeping your eyes and ears peeled, and that's perception.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just gonna use perception, unless like it looks like the rest of the group is doing something different.
Cool.
Like Akalupu's not exactly like the most creative when it comes to things, so usually it's just like what's normal or like if you're smashing things.
Yeah.
So, so he's probably just gonna like probably just pick up Sammy because I feel like she's probably still slower than the rest of the group.
Not really. But feel free to if you want.
He's still worried because she almost died from the rock lobsters. So he feels like she's less likely to get attacked if he's like holding her.
Cool.
So he's gonna pick her up and just kind of mostly be like following the group, but kind of just start walking.
All right. PPOP. If you need me to go over the options again, just let me know.
Disappears into the shadows and is moving in short bursts.
Right.
Stealth.
Sounds good. What about Manawanui?
Alright, so I'm gonna send my bird up, kind of like go ahead and look around. Well, I'm gonna use like my survival skills to keep an eye out, be aware, looking at all the other outcroppings, kind of trying to detect where I might see rock lobsters or like lava fissures or just general danger. It's kind of a lost cause trying to be stealthy with Akalupu here.
Akalupa just yells super loudly, "Let's all walk toward the mountain!" Hey,
I'm just...
PPOP, where are you? I can't see you because you're so stealthy! Alright. Sounds good. And Sammy, I guess, is just going to be perception because she's on Akalupu's shoulder. She doesn't have much of a choice. Alrighty. So, PPOP. Eve, you're first? Not first. You had like a 27. Did Akalupa actually beat you? Maybe Akalupa beat you. Huh, I thought you were first.
Mine says 14.
On your initiative?
Isn't that the number in the top left of my portrait? In Hero Lab?
Probably. So I don't know. Maybe I was just looking in the wrong place. Did I not tell it to update? Okay. Yeah, we'll just leave it. This is reasonable order. Alright.
My portrait's my health.
No, in the kind of the top left right by your portrait, there is another circle with a number. I think that is initiative. I think Jason's right.
Oh.
Anyway, I don't know where I was looking. So, the wrong place, evidently. Did it just not change here? This is the first time that I've re-rolled initiative. So, not sure.
Order, but we have no numbers.
Yeah, so it must have just not sorted. Okay. So, Sammy was perception, PP was stealth.
Ow.
There we go. Mono Nui was survival. Kalupa was also perception. Are you all? A bunch of you got the same number. Anyway, sort, German start. Maybe I needed to hit the sort button. Maybe that was the problem. There we go. Alright, Mono Nui, you are first, I think because your dex is higher?
Cool.
Hero Lab decided you were first anyway.
Dex is
I
higher
thought you
than
said
mine. How
because-
could that be?
Right? That's
Yeah,
what I am wondering. I'm not sure why Hero Lab would put him before you when you both had 25. Yeah, so his dex is 14. Your
I'm 18.
dex is 8. Yeah, why would Hero Lab put him first? Maybe if Hero Lab
Because
ignores that and just, like,
I have
does
more
whatever it
charisma?
feels like.
Maybe.
Is it alphabetical?
Maybe. I
It
don't know.
could be alphabetical.
Well, I
Well.
mean, we'll just. Or, nah. I like as far as I understand the rules, PPOP should be first. So go ahead and you go first, and we'll try to figure it out. Um, so obviously you have your normal 3 actions. You can, including what I would suggest is probably the seek action, which allows you to make a perception check in order to try and determine the location of an unknown. Well, not an unknown foe, but to determine or at least narrow down the location of a foe that you are aware of, but you cannot actually, like, you don't know where they are. You just know they're somewhere around.
Just as a quick question, when you said you go first, you're talking to PPOP.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, I am
Okay, yeah.
not sure why it thinks Mono Wanui is first, so. Weird.
I've got a lot of
Yeah.
charisma, so I was just.
I'm gonna do a seek for sure. For sure.
Oh, show.
Hold on. I'm trying to find where there's the actions cheat sheet.
As a quick question, how do I level up?
You level up with XP. And once you reach, like, I think it's 1,000 XP for each level? Or 100?
How do I get XP?
Clearing encounters. I just have not actually been handing out XP at this point.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't
We'll have to
something that I
figure
was,
out
like,
how
missing.
we're handling it for this game, though, since right now the plan is that every time you level up, you skip a generation. So
Oh, yeah.
obviously you can't just be on the first island and level up, and then it's the next generation, unless you want to skip a generation before you've even left the starting island. The other option is like if we just decide we like our characters and don't even want to do the generational changes, we can change that as well. That was just kind of something try out for this game. So, how do you guys want to handle that? Do you want me to give out XP as per the rules, and then just whenever you hit a level, you stop leveling, stop getting XP until you skip a generation? Or do you want to skip a generation when it makes sense for the story, and that's just when you level up?
I say we wait till we leave first the island, and then we kind of can sag better. That's
Yeah, I think it makes sense to level up with the story.
Okay.
I don't really care about like worrying about XP.
Yeah.
Cool. And
Agreed.
then yeah, after we get like a couple of generations, if we just decide, okay, it's too annoying, I don't like having to get used to a new character name or whatever else, we can ditch that idea. But we'll see if it works. I think it could be fun. All right,
It's a
so
really cool mechanic.
PPOP, we're giving a seek roll.
Yes, so that's perception.
Correct.
Roll. Okay, I rolled a 1. This. I guess that's fine.
Yeah. So you like it's either nerves or maybe it's just the way that the sound is echoing. But you're having a lot of trouble picking out any specific directions. So you can make another seek action on your next turn, but otherwise you have 2 other actions for this turn.
Just as a quick question, you're not on like a buggy type, like your dice rolling mechanism.
I'm
Buggy.
doing it through Hero Lab.
Oh, okay.
Now he went to ionlyrolls1.com.
Just saying. Last time, same thing. Anyway.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
how
no.
does
That
sprinting
last
work in this?
calendar invite I sent all of you actually contained malware. That has now forced all of your rolls to be nothing but ones.
That's why I didn't accept it.
And that's the reason you didn't fail the perception check last time. Now we know. All coming together.
Here we go. Sorry.
So is there some way to sprint in this game or no?
Yes. So you can take, I think it's called a dash. So if you guys go to your journal, there's a handout called the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Actions Cheat Sheet. And that has the actions that you can take. And I believe, I don't remember the exact name, but I think it's a 2-action activity that allows you to move double or triple your speed. Let's see. So stride is just your speed and is a single action. Step is the 5-foot step that we're all used to. Seek is the one that you just used. That was the perception, the single action.
I don't see anything like that. Maybe it's just too stride.
It might be. I feel like there was. I mean, it's going to be the same effect if it's like double your speed and it's a 2-action activity. Then it's the same thing as using 2 stride actions. So yeah, I think it might just be that you can now stride up to 3 times in a turn, which kind of makes sense. You know, it's the same thing as before, where if you ran in first edition, then you couldn't attack in the same turn. So it's basically the same effect, except now you could actually run and attack. You could stride twice and then smack a fool.
I don't understand the math behind this. How can all of this be 25 feet? Are you looking at Roll20?
Yeah, that's weird, because angles should actually cost way more. What is... Because you have to set the rule set for how it calculates distance. Let's see. It's set. D&D 5e. What about this?
Oh wow, then I can not go far at all.
Alright, well I think that's the actual rules, because each diagonal, every other diagonal is 10 feet. So if you went to here, that's 5 feet, and then to here is 15, because it's 5, and then 10, 15, and then another 5 would be 20, and then 10 again, 30, and 35,
that makes sense.
40.
No, this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck 5e is doing with the way they calculate it, because that was weird.
Do you make this clip art yourself, by the way?
None of these I made. There are a few in the My Little Pony game that I draw myself, but a lot of these are from a pack by an artist who makes map packs on Roll20, like little dungeon tiles and stuff. like Yui Kami or something like that. But I like them a lot, and so I've bought a bunch of her tile packs and enemy packs as well. So you see a lot of stuff from her in the My Little Pony game.
Well, I like it. I like the style.
Yeah, me too. I wish I could draw as well as she could, but I can't. I draw terribly.
Just take a vacation from work and dedicate to drawing.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a move action to get here with my 25-foot speed.
I'm still. Are you overburdened? I don't. Did we ever figure out why your speed was lower? Because I thought we figured out that there was something weird, and you were actually should have a 30-foot speed. Because as a human, your base speed should be 30. So unless something
mine
is dropping
is 30
it,
as well, and I don't know why. Because Akalupu's is 25.
are you? Do you still have like drained applied or something?
Modifiers. I've got nothing.
Because it definitely like
I've got
should
1 out of
be.
11 bolts.
Yeah, you're nowhere near overburdened. So you've got nothing set. Yeah, I don't know why you decided your speed is 25.
Has the pan?
But it should be 30, so just consider it 30, and then hopefully we can figure out why it's wrong.
Maybe it's because I'm young. Keeps giving me a warning in my player page that I'm younger than I should be.
Maybe.
That'd be weird, though.
What if you just remove your age?
Well, like I said, it's the same for Akalupu. Akalupu has the 25-foot range as well.
Well, Akalupu definitely should have a reduced range because he's carrying Semi, so I'm fine with it in his case. I don't know why it's applying it because obviously we haven't added that for anything.
Profile. Age. I got rid of it. My speed's still 25.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, anyway, it should be 30, so move 30. We'll try to figure that out another time.
Okay. So I'll go there.
I love you.
And then I'm going to use the hide action.
Those crowds for like. Did you get a different than the Chicago?
And
So I'd
hide.
assume you roll stealth for that?
Wait, it was less green.
It says page 251. There's a little S next to it. It's in the stealth section. It's a skill action, yeah.
Let me...
And it says use cover or concealment to become hidden.
Well, I would assume that gives you a bonus to people finding you, but I have not... Yeah, it's been too long since I read it, so... Go ahead and roll stealth, because that's what it's going to be, and I'll look it up and figure out what it actually does.
Okay.
I just want to point out that Akalupu's jaws have the same probability as Club, and they do more damage.
Yep. No, he's a big old sharky boy. He likes biting people for sure.
I rolled a 25. Surely that
should be
hides
good.
me.
That's you. You're
Like the
awesome.
default base roll is gonna be 15. And that should be quite good. Let's see, 251.
Yeah.
Go stealth hide. Alright. You huddle behind cover or greater cover or deeper into concealment to become hidden. Observed. The GM rolls your stealth check in secret. And compares the results to the perception DC of each creature you're observed by, but that you have cover or greater cover against or are concealed from. You gain a circumstance bonus from cover or greater cover to your check. Success. If the creature could see you, you're now hidden from it. Instead of observed, if you were hidden from or undetected by the creature, you retain that condition. So you kind of need cover. So we'll say, sure, you have cover from at least some of the enemies that you cannot currently see. So I will just keep your roll. In the future, we'll do the GM roll, but that's fine for now. So with a 25, let me just do a secret roll for the enemies and see whether or not they... All right. They either can or cannot see you. But
That's what I get to know.
I mean, yeah, like
Well, yeah,
realistically,
I can't see them. So
yeah,
that makes sense.
There's no indication of whether, like, there would be no way for your character to know whether or not he was successful. All you know is that you took cover and you've made yourself more difficult to detect. So you have successfully done that. But
That's
I can't.
good stuff.
Yeah, I can't tell you for certain whether or not you succeeded. Alright, so that's your 3 actions. Well spent, I would say. So, move our initiative. And we'll see what happens when I have you take your action out of order. I have no idea how Lab is going to handle it. So, Manawanui, you are up.
Alrighty. I'm going to use my survival. Wait, did I already use my survival check, or was that?
So you use survival to determine your initiative.
Oh, okay. So that's over.
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to scan the area.
Alright, so you're going to do a seek
For-
action.
Beast. Yes. We're going to find some... Jeez, I got a 21.
Alright, actually, I think seek is another one I'm supposed to roll in secret.
But it's off my perception.
Yeah, and perception actually is one of the ones that most commonly is rolled in secret. So, for example, if you were checking for traps, rather than telling you, there are no traps, instead, I would roll it in secret and tell you didn't find any traps. If that makes sense.
Oh, no, that makes... Alright.
Also, another
I'm
way
ready.
to see the actions that actually I believe should have the full rules is if you go to your skills and then you look. So, like in this case, I'm going to pull up perception if I can find it.
Oh, in many circumstances, such as when past GM will roll again.
Did I not find perception in the skills?
It's perception. It's not in skills. It's in with your. Yeah.
Is it in combat? Character?
Yes, it's in the combat.
Weird. Because that is a skill. I don't know. I mean, I guess because it's used so much they moved it out there. Okay, so this doesn't actually list it like it does for all the other skills. That's a bit annoying.
How am I expert in?
Seek is page 471.
I'm
As
not
we
gonna read
use
that
these
roll.
more, it'll get faster. Alright, so seek. You scan an area for signs of creatures or objects. If you're looking for a creature, choose an area you're scanning if precision is necessary, which in this case you're just looking all around you, so it's not.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, the GM attempts a single secret perception check for you and compares the results to the stealth DC of any undetected or hidden creatures in the area, or the DC to detect each object in the area as determined by the GM or by someone concealing the object. The creature you detect might remain hidden rather than becoming observed. If you're using an imprecise sense, or if an effect such as invisibility prevents the subject from being observed, you obviously can. And yeah, so there's basically various levels of like knowing where a creature is. And so the most precise is detected, I believe. No, observed. So observed means you know exactly where it is, and you are using a precise sense such as vision to see exactly where it is. Hidden means you don't know exactly where it is, but you know that it's there. So in this case, all of these creatures are hidden from you because you can hear them. So you know that they're there, but you don't know where. And then the highest level is it called concealed? But that basically just means you don't know it's there at all. Or undetected, that's what it's called. Anyway, I need to reread the rules. Getting fuzzy on some of these. Yeah, so let me roll it. What is your perception bonus?
5.
Alrighty, so you are able to narrow down that you think the clacking is coming from some of the lava pools. And best that you can tell, the clacking isn't moving. So they're not like coming at you. They seem to be relatively stationary.
Alright. I'm gonna use. Can I use stealth to walk across?
Yes, stealthing would be a good plan here.
I'm gonna stealth to.
All right, what is your stealth bonus? Because that is, I think, another one that is actually
that's
technically rolled in secret.
That would be a.
That was also 5?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
A lot of my things are 5, so I'm like my survival is also a lot.
Yeah. I think 250. Sneak. Yeah, so at the end of your movement, the GM rolls your stealth check in secret, and blah 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 again, comparing against perception DCs. So, go ahead and move, and I will apply the effects of your having tried to be sneaky. And in this case, as part of your sneak action, you can move half your speed.
Oh.
So you can use 2 actions, but it would only get you 30 feet because you are schnicking.
Well, then that move.
All right. You either have or have not been seen by the enemies around. Okay, I believe that brings us to Makanui.
Akalupu?
What I meant. Thank you. Yes, Agalubu, you are carrying Sammy, so technically Sammy's turn is. I guess she could do a seek action. Sure, why not? Let's see if she can help you with finding the enemies. What is her perception? Alright. So she does not seem to have any useful information. Alright, Agalubu, you are up.
I'm gonna do a seek action to see if I can figure out what's going on.
Sounds good. Speaking of which, Mono Wanui, have you been sharing with the group what you found out?
I did. I told everybody, guys, I think they're in the lava pits.
But like quietly?
Yeah. I did. Very quietly.
And that's when Akalupu shouts to Pipiopi, they're in the lava.
Well, we'll see how my next stealth roll goes.
Right. So you're doing a seek action. What's your what is your perception
My perception
bonus?
is +6.
Oh, I rolled it out loud. Well, you see how that went.
How did I do?
You
Uh,
saw everything.
Look, bubbles.
All right. So now you're schnicking.
Yeah, now I'm good at cuz everybody else is like sneaking. So I'm going to try to sneak. And I've got two rolls, right?
Not 2 rolls, but you do have 2 actions left, so you can move your full speed. And I'm just gonna roll it once. I'm not gonna roll each stealth check separately. That seems ridiculous.
How do I do the
Measuring thing is top left.
what?
You looking for the measuring stick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Just click.
Yeah, it's the one that
Okay.
looks like a circle with a little ruler sticking out of it. Also, if you have advanced keyboard shortcuts on, you can just hit the Q, and it will switch to the measuring tool.
Got it. Wait, is there?
All right, and you have a sneaking bonus of +1.
1.
All right, you either are or are not detected.
You also rolled that one out loud.
Yes, I did.
I did so good.
All right, so that ends Alkalupu's turn. So Pure Lab is continuing to lie to us. It's PPOP. You're back up. Do you guys want to, now that you're kind of in a group and you have a little bit of information, do you want to coordinate a bit? Because what you can do for group stealth rolls, I'm going to try it a little bit differently this time, and see if we like it this way, is you can elect a kind of a leader, so a point man or
So,
woman, a
and
point person, who's going to be in the lead, and they are going to make a stealth check, and as long as theirs is successful, they then will grant advantage to everyone else, everyone else will still have to roll their checks, but basically what advantage means is you will get to roll twice and take the better result.
What's PPOP?
+1.
+4?
1.
No, PPOP.
Oh.
PPOP has a +7 in stealth.
Oh, I say I put forward PPOP as the point man.
I'm good with that.
So I do a stealth roll.
Yeah. So you guys kind of
21.
gather up and talk about whatever information you have, and then you know that they seem to be largely congregated in the lava pits. And then, yeah, PPOP is going to kind of take the lead and, using whatever, hand signals you've seen in, movies about, I don't know, War in Fallujah. But yeah, so you're kind of doing that whole thing where you're kind of, checking corners and trying to quietly indicate to other people, don't step on this rock. Look, there's something over there, that sort of thing. And yes, that is sufficient to grant everyone advantage.
Woo-woo.
All right, so let's going. So PPOP, you are first. Gonna just continue to sneak, like do a seek and then 2 sneak actions, or what are you gonna do?
Let's see. I'm gonna do some measuring here. 60 feet is far. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm actually going to 30 feet isn't quite far enough.
Oh man, those are really rich.
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna do my 2 moves first. See what happens. And go. Where do I want to go? I kind of want to avoid this big lava pit.
I mean, if you anchor yourself near this rock, then you can like have a.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the boulder to the big lava pit. Kind of full view of these 2 lava pits. Head on a
It's
swivel.
Right,
It-
and
it
you
feels
you were
like
using
it's
all
everyone
3
said.
actions to move then?
No, that's 2, right?
No, because you move half speed while sneaking. So each action will only get you 15 feet.
Oh. No, I'm not sneaky.
Okay, so you're just walking over there.
Yeah, I'm like running, but there's no running.
Okay.
So 2 move actions.
Alright, well, in that case, you will not be able to use a stealth roll. Instead, it's just going to be your
I
passive
understand.
stealth.
I thought that was just for them spotting us where we were. I didn't realize. Okay. Start over.
Okay.
I was here. So I am sneaking.
Cool. So yeah, so you could get up there if you wanted to use all 3 of your actions, or you can get most of the way there with just 2 actions and keeping a action left for seek.
In that case, let's seek first. Sorry.
Alrighty, so let me roll your perception. Actually roll it secretly like I'm supposed to. Your perception was what, +5?
+7.
+7. Nice. Got some papers on you, boy.
Yeah, I'm an expert in that somehow.
Yeah, I think that was one of your class traits or something. Not sure how you're all the way up at expert, but sounds right to me. All right, so you are able to spot a few things. Let me just do some measuring to see how far away some things are. Now. All right, so of the with your check, you actually do spot a couple of things. Able to see a guy chilling over. Actually, also spot a guy chilling.
Oh, lightning.
All right. Yeah, you gotta you can see a couple of these rocks lobsters. They don't seem to be aggressive at the
Hey,
moment. They don't even
I
seem
have
to
a
have
question
noticed.
real quick.
Sure.
Who's Kishkanik?
Kashinik, that is Manawa Nui's Raven.
Okay. Got it.
That's
I was
this
just
guy
very
right here.
confused and I didn't know that was a character, and they were chatting ka, and I wasn't sure if it was some strange person.
Yes, I believe Abe just found that you can go in, change who you are talking as, and
Okay, cool.
Oh, I love it.
I'm less confused. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
My next two actions are to sneak over to here. 30.
all right. Let's get that stealth check, which I will also roll correctly this time. All right, you get this feeling like you are nigh on invisible. Just like you don't even tip over a pebble.
I feel very secure.
In
Feels good.
this case, I'll just tell you, you got a nat 20, so
Hell yeah.
Dang.
I'm undetectable. Ninja mode.
all right, so that is PPOP's turn. So Manawanui.
Alrighty. I am going to sneak. Wait, you said he got a 20 on a on a sneak. JK. Okay.
But he would, I'm assuming that you guys are communicating quietly, so he did the, like, holds up, what is it? There's, I think it's the fist? I think you hold up a fist, and that means there's enemies. And then you point with, like, two fingers. And there's, like, you do something with your fingers to say how many. I used to know these a little bit, but yeah. Whatever you guys learned as you were, like, pulling pranks on Loki, and you realized that he had the hearing of an owl. Hearing of an owl. What am I talking about? They have good eyesight, not hearing. The hearing of a bat. Whatever reason, you guys have been working as a team. I'm assuming you have ways of communicating stealthily, and that PPOP has communicated where the enemies are and how many that he has seen.
Okay. I am gonna go right. Well, what other things do I have? I have I can't like walk intimidatingly to intimidate the crabs into not attacking, can I?
Sure. I'm not saying it'll work, but you can do it.
Can I do something with my will?
Not that I'm aware of.
I've got a +7 for will. I'm just trying to figure out something to do with it. I am going to sneak to right about right about well, yeah, I'm gonna go right about can enemies go on this rock?
Interesting. So there's a point out action that allows you to reveal an unobserved creature. It does actually
Whoa.
take an action.
Well, now we know.
In this case, we've got PPOP as the point man. I'll say that he is allowed to just automatically reveal the location of enemies, but the rest of you, if you discover other enemies, will have to spend an action to point out.
Can enemies come like stand on this or no? Is this like impassable?
It's just a boulder, so yes, something could easily climb on top of it. Would
Okay.
not be difficult to get on top of that meatball.
But like, could you hide behind it?
Oh yeah, 100% tall enough that one of these lobsters could easily be hiding behind it.
I am. Well, I'm gonna do a seek action first. So, do I have to specify what I'm looking at?
So if you want to look in a specific location, you will get a better result than if you're just generally seeking, but you can just generally seek and see if you can discover anything around you.
Can I like look specifically at here, oops, here, and here? Or no? Is that too broad?
No, you would have to choose essentially like a cone.
No. I'm just gonna do I am going to use can I look at like these two? Is that like within a cone of vision?
Yeah, I'd give you that within a cone.
Okay. I'm gonna look at these two things specifically.
All right, what is your perception bonus?
5.
All right, as best as you can tell, there are no enemies behind the boulder or just generally in that cone.
Alright, I'm gonna sneak
So kind of like
to
from here to here.
nice. Alright, I'm gonna sneak move, hopefully, to here.
I think that works. You're
Is that
here?
like 50 feet or 40 feet? Is one of the
Okay,
two.
so no, with 2 actions you can't do that because you move half your speed, so you can only go 30 feet.
Oh, dang.
With
JK.
2 actions, because you're going half your speed twice, so that's what's getting you 30 feet.
That's right. So I guess I'm gonna move about right. Well, let me see. I picked that spot so I can flank something, but
Now, if you don't want to move stealthily, you could easily get that far.
yeah. Alright. I'm gonna move right here.
All
Which
right.
is like kinda close to this. But I didn't see anything.
Yeah, you
Doesn't
did not.
mean
You
I
did
need
not
to-
see anything in there.
Okay.
You're gonna die.
I'm like that's where the boss is hiding or something.
Giant rock lobster pops out.
And I'm
Right.
gonna use my sneaky sneak.
All right. What is your stealth bonus?
I believe a 5. It's a good guess. Let me see. Yes, it's a 5.
You're like, I'm just gonna say 5 for everything.
Regardless. What's your AC? I think it's a 5.
It's like, would you believe a 5?
Yep. Alrighty, so
You said if it's bad, I get to re-roll it, right?
that's a good question because this is technically your roll, but it is a secret roll.
Oh.
So I don't.
Can you
I
just
don't know how
roll
that would
twice
work.
anyways, and then take the highest because we've got the what was it, advantage?
Yeah, we got the point man advantage.
All right, you do have advantage. I wasn't even using that. A KH1 on that roll. So if you're rolling with advantage or disadvantage, the way that you do it is you do like your normal roll. So you would do like 2d20, then KH, which is keep highest, 1. So you keep the highest 1 plus whatever your bonus is. So
Oh,
there's actually a command to roll with advantage, which I have just done for you. Thank you for reminding me. And you either have or have not remained hidden.
Woo!
All right, that is it for your action. So next up, I guess we're just gonna skip Sammy, and let's do you guys. I might just give her another perception check. She's able to do much else. All right, Sammy. Let's see if you can spot anybody.
I believe in you, Sammy. I feel like she should have like an advantage because she's up higher.
That'd give you a big disadvantage to stealth, though.
Okay, never mind.
So Sammy is able to point out, and I guess she needs to. I think it's just an action. Do you have to roll anything for point out? Blah blah blah. You describe it visually or with motions. Allies have to be able to see your own view.
She just critically fails pointing out. We think it's an all
Let's see. Nope, it just kind of works. So she spends one action to seek and another one to point out, and she is able to point out a couple more here. And
Dang it, I knew it.
oh, just for those of you who are super zoomed in. For the rest of you, I just jerked your screen around for no good reason, and I'm sure it was very annoying. Alright, that is... Your screen didn't move?
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Nope, nothing.
My
Mine
screen
either.
isn't moving either.
Interesting. Are you zoomed out really far?
I'm zoomed out, yeah, to like 100. Let me zoom in. And
I'm
see.
zoomed in out to like 80.
What if I do
Alright.
this?
Do it again?
This.
Nah, it's still like not doing anything. Here, I'll zoom in too. See if maybe that helps, but like it's not moving.
Interesting. Because that's supposed to move your screen to where I ping.
Well,
yeah,
it
which
has,
we've done before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not working.
Although I'm not even seeing your ping, and usually I see your ping at least.
What if I ping right next to your head?
I ain't seeing nothing.
What the heck? I think that's on your end, but it's not working.
On all of our ends?
I mean, it looks like it's working for me. It's like centering my screen where I do that. What about you, Jason? Is it moving your screen at all?
It's doing nothing.
Weird. Okay, well, maybe they've changed how that works. What if I do this? What is it doing? Oh, I'm
Are
on
you
the wrong
still, like-
layer. Does this still work?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that works.
Yep.
That
Weird.
popped up. Is it because you were measuring things hiddenly earlier?
Yeah, or maybe because I'm on the wrong layer. What if I do it now?
Oh,
that
now
worked.
it moves.
It worked.
Why would it matter what layer I was on? Evidently, it's because I was on the secret hidden layer to reveal the enemies. Alright, so here, and here, which is now
Got it.
hopefully working. That's weird. I don't know why the layer you're on would matter, but I guess it does. Good to know. Alright, and that is it for Sammy's turn. So, Akalupa, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna look for stuff. So I'm gonna do a seek action.
Alrighty, what is your perception bonus?
+6.
Oh, that's actually better than I thought.
Right?
Yeah, like actually I
Better
was
than
surprised too.
And I'm gonna remember to give you advantage. 6.
Why did you get
Alrighty.
advantage? Not that I'm complaining.
So you actually spot the same enemies that she does, like just before she points them out. You rolled literally the same thing, so.
Got it. Alright, this is like out of game, but would it have been better for me to have like moved forward and then seeked? Like, would I have been able to find different enemies that way?
Quite likely, because the area right around where you are has been seeked a lot.
Okay.
So you
Got
would
it.
be further on. Do you want to retcon that? I'm fine with that. I'll use the same.
I
You'll
mean,
have to roll again and potentially worse,
yeah.
but I'll let
I mean,
you
I'm fine
sneak
with that.
first.
If possible, because I was like thinking about that and I was like, I should probably do that. But then I was like, I'll get it out of the way. And then I was like, it's probably not the smartest plan. And yeah.
All right. What's your stealth?
Okay.
One.
I also had a question.
Okay.
Is there
Is it
any
a one?
ways? Yes, it is a one. Is there any way, because this is an island that I'm familiar with, that I could use survival to move quietly? Just because like I figure it's like an island I'm familiar with, like the survival, like I'm familiar with like the rocks and how they move and how to step on them or not step on them.
Yeah, but that's all part of your.
Like I feel like it's reasonable. I just also feel like it makes stealth not useful in what it does.
Well, here's
If
what I
you
was
can
thinking. I was
use it-
thinking that this would like only count for the island that I grew up on. Like it would never like it wouldn't count on like any of the other islands we've gone to. But it's like just because this is the island I grew up on and this is the area I'm familiar with. Like it would fit into what I learned in survival and nature around me.
Yeah, I think I'll give it to you because I think it makes sense in this case.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and
That's
like I
a
said, I
plus
don't
4.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I rolled it out loud again. Oh, you can see the command for that I was talking about, the KH1.
Hey, that's kind of cool.
So yeah, and then you can see it grayed out to 9, and it only kept the 12, and then 12 plus 4 is 16.
That's actually really cool.
Anyway. Yep, you either are or are not seen with that.
Cool. And then let's see, I can move 30? Or is it
Does that
just
mean
20?
there's also a KL command?
There is. So if you are rolling with disadvantage, meaning that you keep the lowest, you use KL.
Okay. So I'm going to move up there, and then I'm going to do my
Then
seek
you're gonna see.
action.
And this one is actually stealth rolling. And I think you like bumped Sammy, and she slipped, and her hands are over your eyes.
No.
You rolled. I'm just gonna tell you this because this is hilarious. You rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh no. What are the odds?
So I mean,
Oh.
my warning about you having to re-roll it and potentially worse.
Yeah, that happened. Okay, well, that's fine.
Anyway. So yeah, that is the end of your turn. And we start up the next round. So, PPOP, you are up.
Seek.
And you could, if you wanted to, do a sneak, a seek, and then another sneak if you wanted to get up by that boulder first.
No, I want to seek from here.
Alrighty, and your perception was a +7, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Alright. So yeah, you see a few things. You know, like all those.
Oh,
dear.
jeez. I must be blind.
No, they're just like mostly under the lava. These rock lobsters, there's a reason they were weak against your ice beam. They like heat. You just want to throw some fire at them, they're just gonna be like, tasty. I eat fireballs for breakfast.
I'm glad I didn't do produce flame.
And then let me just roll. See. Okay. I'm gonna do
Measuring to anything particular?
Y'all can't see this arrow, right?
Yes, I can.
You can?
The purple one?
That
The pink
is
one?
Jason. So the orange
Okay.
one, you can't see an orange one spinning in circles.
I don't know. No.
All right, cool. It is hidden.
Sorry, I'll stop doing stuff.
No, that's fine.
I
You're
mean,
good.
it's fine. It's fine. It was just when I was like, I don't know. It's like, is there something behind that rock I need to know about? Because that's what was being measured to.
I can tell you that no, I was not measuring to the rock. That was
Cool.
Jason. I am measuring to
Cool.
another secret spot.
Secret.
Super
Bum,
secret.
bum.
Um,
Most secret.
I
All
don't
right.
want to get too
And then
far ahead of the group.
just barely out of the corner of your eye, also spot
Ooh.
Done.
this guy. Oop. Hawkeye.
Oh, sweet. Okay, that actually changes my strats. So that means
Probably like straight through hugging the boulder to the boulder's right, or do we want to go left around the boulder? Because I was thinking it seems like there's going to be less rock lobsters in the leftmost pool of lava.
right. And then if
So I
we
feel
do
like-
get seen, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
So 20 and then 10. Can I do that? Even though
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
so if you want to do multi-step measuring, you actually can do that. So you measure to a spot, hit, what is it? Roll button in here. Oh, there we go. And then you right click and then do another spot, and another spot, and then another spot, and another spot.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you're ever doing that, you can just be like, all right, 15, 20, and 30. All right, that's as far as I can. It's kind of
Okay,
nice.
I think I'm gonna hug this boulder. I don't want to get too far ahead of the group, so I'm just gonna go to here.
All right. So, a little bit of a surprise for you. You actually go to here, and then your passive, got into like
Your spider senses.
here. So your passive perception is actually high enough, thankfully for you. You actually, you spot another little guy right here.
Ooh,
Ooh.
close one.
I don't know if we're gonna
Right
be able
around
to,
the
like,
border.
get
And your
past him
passive
without
stealth,
being seen.
your passive stealth is also high enough. He has not seen you yet.
On the other side of this boulder. Ooh, this is good. This is good. Okay, I'm signaling frantically to Manawanui. I'm like, stop right where you are. With my hands, you know, like just like
Yeah.
waving and getting his attention.
Stop.
And yeah, I do all those FBI signals.
Like
Um,
a SWAT
and
team.
I'm trying to convey to get close to the boulder so that we can go on both sides and pincer move. So I'm like telling him to come towards me, but that's my turn.
Alrighty. So then that brings
well.
us to Manawanui.
Alrighty. So I see PPOP's frantic hand movements.
Yes. So at this point, you are aware of the one on the other side of the boulder.
Yeah.
And
And-
Akalupu, did you did not do a point out action. So
On what? I didn't see anything.
who did then?
I was blind.
Oh right,
Remember?
it was PPOP who
hands
saw
on
all
that.
these. Never mind.
Yeah.
You're good. He's point man. He automatically points stuff out. So y'all are good.
So real quick. He wants me to go around the left side of the boulder? Is that
No,
what
he's going around the left. You need to go around the right.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
No, don't go straight
But
up.
I'm not saying you should go yet. I'm saying you should come
He's
to the
saying
boulder.
you should come to the boulder, and then you'll both go around the boulder at the
Like
same
here.
time.
Okay.
Right, well,
should I do a
let's
seek
see.
first? I feel like I should seek first.
Okay, smart.
I'm gonna do a seek action.
Well, do you want to do that, or do
Alrighty,
you
and
want
that
to
was
move
a
over by the
plus
boulder
5?
and then see?
That was a +5. Huh? Now see, this way I can see like here.
Yeah, but you've already seeked here.
No, I
didn't you?
haven't. I saw.
Okay.
I saw it back.
Okay.
Alright, you do not detect any new enemies.
Dang it! I know they're there.
You just know it.
I do. My dang elven, half elven.
Your spider senses.
I don't have them apparently. So I'm gonna sneak my way.
And then you're thinking about it, and then you notice. I'm kidding. There's not one.
Oh, I was
there.
about to say, is he like really there?
No.
Have I been rolling once? What?
Yes, you were just that blind. We finally got you with the malware for the only roll ones.
Yeah, except it turns out it was just because my secret rolls, I put the malware on my own computer, so I could screw you
there you
guys
go.
over with all the secret GM rolls.
There we go.
So, I'm gonna come to the boulder about here. Yeah. And then go up to about well.
So you would be still in cover from him here-ish, because you have to remember it's kind of roughly here. So my assumption is that you would actually
right
be,
here
or yeah,
would be
so
in cover?
here would be good cover. Here would be loose cover.
I think you're
I think you're in the hidden layer
I
again.
think you're in a hidden layer.
Why is that even a thing? Why would you be able to ping a hidden layer that only one person, the GM, can see?
You know, in case
Anyway,
you needed to tell yourself.
so if you were here, you would have very
Oh, you
light
wouldn't-
cover, because the assumption is you're not just literally standing in that spot. You would actually be hugging the boulder, so you would be more
Okay.
here-ish.
I'm gonna,
Or
I'm
if
gonna
you
s-
want to go here, then you have good cover, because again, you would be kind of hugging the boulder, and you would be more here-ish.
I think I don't know. I think I want to move here.
I feel like you're gonna get seen.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I have-
spicy. I mean,
It's
you
definitely-
do you.
yeah,
Manawa
it's
Nui
definitely-
does him, but
Definitely more likely for you to be seen from the further up square.
Yeah.
And you can't really hit it any better from here than from here.
I guess that. I'm gonna move to here sneakily. I don't know. Are we killing this thing? Why am I coming this way?
Yeah, we're killing it.
Okay.
We can't sneak past it.
So you're
Well,
in
we could
whispering
go-
distance now,
Alright,
if you do want to confer quietly.
I'm gonna whisper to PPOP.
yeah, so I'm thinking I come around the left, sneak attack, you step up the right, finish it off whatever it's doing from there.
I like.
And then we make a break for the top and hopefully avoid this pool to the left.
This one?
Yeah, I think we just run past them. I think we just,
I
you
agree.
know, I take them and then we just run off for this square right here. Just make a break for it.
I agree. I think that's a good idea.
But I think we should wait for this turn because we need to wait for Akalupu.
Yeah, he's kind of falling behind.
I'm not that far behind.
You're a good.
He's kind of slow, Akalupu. My mom said I'm special. Not that kind of slow, Akalupu. Come on, get up here.
Oh, all right. So I have nothing to prepare, so I guess that's just gonna be it.
That sounds good.
Oh, I'm gonna use my last. I'm sorry. I'm gonna use my last action to transfer shocking grasp to my familiar.
Ooh.
I'm not shocking my familiar. I'm giving him a touch spell so he can touch something with it if we get into combat.
Like a plan. Alright, so that ends
Your familiar
turn.
die.
So Sammy is
You
just
gained
gonna...
a ration.
Sammy's just going to do another seek action, see if she can spawn anything you guys haven't seen yet. Does not, so that is her turn. Akalupu, you are up.
All right. I think I can move up there and like, yeah. So I'm just gonna move here.
Sneakily.
Go
Yeah,
ahead and
sneakily.
roll your...
Well,
your
technically it's survivally.
Yes, survival. So +4. Rolled it out loud again by accident. Anyway, either are or are not detected.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna, since I have like an extra one, I'll just do a seek action.
Cool. And that was a 6, right?
Yes. One of these days, I gotta get lucky.
Right? Oh, evidently I accidentally rolled a D100 201.
What'd you get?
Plus 500.
Yeah, you got 116.
Your mind has been illuminated.
All right.
I have become enlightened.
You don't
Goodbye,
spot any.
mortals.
You don't spot any new enemies.
Okay. I do not spot any new enemies. Good to know. If I did, it probably would be too late to tell anybody anyways, but
Yeah, you'd have to wait until next turn to use a point out action.
yeah. That's
All
okay.
right,
Take
so
a
that
second,
brings
guys.
us
There's
to
like
the
10
next
more
round.
lobsters back there.
They're doing a conga line. There's like 12 lobsters back there. They were just hiding in a straight line behind the boulder.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty, so PPOP, you're up.
Come on, PPOP.
Okay, are we implementing the plan?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so I want to move here. Well, can I attack him from here?
Yes.
So I want to move here for a
Do
sneak
you want to move
attack.
there? Because if you move here for a sneak attack,
Alright. Go ahead and roll your stealth for that. Whoop.
well, I guess I could
Almost
actually
rolled it out
move there.
loud. Alright. And what I'm going to do, because normally, so one of my problems with stealth in these sorts of games is that it often doesn't really work, because as soon as you do the first attack, it's almost impossible generally to kill things in one shot, right? And then as soon as you've attacked, then suddenly he's like, I'm being stabbed in the back, everybody! Come join me and let's kill him! But at the same time, you don't want people walking up to your big bad sorcerer who's been, raising the dead and destroying the entire kingdom, and then you one-shot him. So here's what I think we will do, and let me know if this sounds reasonable to you. If you are in stealth, rather than just like the rogue's stealth attack, which you'll still get, but instead of just that, if you are being stealthy and the enemies are still completely unaware of you, you will get automatic critical hits. So there's a good chance you can one-shot things if you hit. So you don't automatically hit. But if you hit, you get a crit. But only for unnamed characters, essentially. So, like, it doesn't literally mean they have no name. It just means that they are not plot central characters.
I think that makes sense.
They were born and their mother's like,
Yeah. So basically,
No, I
like,
get it.
the enemy grunts, just the dudes you're fighting, because you gotta get past them, like, those you can just one-shot. But for bosses, quote-unquote, it won't work.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Sound good to you, Jason?
That sounds excellent.
Sweet. All right. So you move up, and let's get some stabby stabs. You can't attack twice, and if you hit twice, that's 2 crits.
Yeah, that's the goal. How do I get to my combat dagger roll twice?
Just do. That's not it.
Wait a second. That only rolled the second. I meant to roll the first one. Roll the first. I thought that would roll 2 of them.
Yeah, no, it only rolls the one, unfortunately. What you can do, though, is just hit the roll all button, and then just only read off the first 2.
Okay, well now I have the first 2, but they suck. So
Well,
think
up
I'm
at the
gonna
top, it has like a roll 1, roll number 2. Doesn't that roll both of them?
No, I hit the number 2 and it only rolled number 2.
Yeah, it'll only roll the one that you asked for. So yeah, go ahead and hit the roll all button, and then just read the first 2 attacks, and ignore the third one.
Right.
And he gets an automatic crit, right? So he has to
If
make
he
sure
hits.
he checks
If he
crit. Okay.
If he hits, it is a
Okay.
crit,
So my first attack roll,
and a crit
is
becomes
a
a super
10.
crit.
But I
Alright.
want to re-roll the 10.
All
I
right,
want
so
to
you're
use my hero point. I'm gonna re-roll.
alrighty.
Oh, and I got a nat 20.
Nice, super crit.
Nice.
I also rolled a 2 for the damage, plus 4, because it's a 1d4 plus 4 is 6 damage. I don't know if that matters. Or does the crit give me max damage? I don't know how that works.
A crit is normally just double damage, so you still roll it. So it's 6 damage. Your crit would normally be double damage. That one was a super crit because you critted your crit. So that means that you were actually doing 3 times damage. So you are doing a total of 18 points of stabbing damage with your stick.
Yes, piercing damage.
Now, if I remember my notes correctly, though, crits automatically break the thing? Or do they not automatically break your thing? Let me check my notes. Good thing I wrote them down. They do not break on a critical success. Alright, so your stick does not break.
Cool.
And you do 16 points of stabbing damage. So you
18,
sneak
right?
around, and he's facing away from you, and you just kind of like jump on his back and put your hand over what you think would be his mouth, just out of like habit, even though it's completely pointless, and then you stab him right in the eyeball. And it goes through, because there's no chitin there, so you're not even having to go through its shell. And you just stab deep into its fleshy, soft bits. It is not quite dead, though.
It was
Oh.
18 damage, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Because,
Oh,
yeah, it was
geez.
6 times 3, so... Yep.
So we're close, boys.
All
Yeah.
right.
You should see now. I think I have it set to show you like within 1/3, but you should see it's per hurt.
Yeah, and then so my second attack roll missed though. I think
What
it
was
was
it?
a 1. I think it was a nat 1.
Okay, then you
So-
have broken one of your sticks. So you went for both eyes. You jumped on. Ignore my thing about the mouth covering. You just got stick in either hand. You just jump on its back and you stab straight for both eyes. And one of them, it strikes true, just going deep into the fleshy bits. And the other one, though, you kind of like miss, and you're just at the wrong angle, and it catches in one of the bits, one of the segments in its chitin, and snaps in half. So reduce your inventory of pointy sticks by 1.
I did, and I reduced my hero points by 1.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Alrighty.
my gods,
Right?
blessing me with the hero 20.
Oh yeah, super crit. Alright. So, Pipiopi, that is your turn. Anawanui.
I am going to sneak here Well, I don't know. Am I sneaking? Can I do this like simultaneously? No.
I mean, it is simultaneous-ish, because it's all on your turn.
Yeah. So I should.
I would, so you don't get the attention of all the other rock
Right.
lobsters.
If you do not sneak, you will not get like the automatic crit and stuff.
I'm gonna.
Because it is predicated on it being unaware of you. And if you're not sneaking, there's a very good chance it will notice you. Alright, so let me roll your stealth. And it's with advantage still, thanks to PPOP. And your stealth was a +4? No, +5.
5.
Yeah. I typed something in wrong. Like, that's impossible. Because you can't have a +5 bonus and get a 2. It doesn't work that way.
Huh.
Alrighty. So you, in this case, because you now are able to like see the enemy, it has not noticed you yet. Which makes sense. It's a little bit preoccupied by having a stick shoved into its brain.
Tends to be a little distracting.
Staff or the should I shock it? Or should I do it?
I think you're coming through Anna's mic again.
Oh dang! How's this? Is this
That's better.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
that's
we go.
better.
Okay. I had the other earphone in, so the microphone was.
Ah.
All right. I'm going to do a ray of frost.
That is definitely going to alert every enemy in the area.
I'm not gonna do a ray of frost. I am going to do a shocking grass.
Alright, so you're gonna have your bird buddy just land on it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
You're gonna make sure that PPOP is off of the lobster first.
Nah.
You know, it's gonna be a good second thing that I'm
Alright,
it's gonna
so
be the second thing I do after shocking.
you check afterward, you know?
I'll check. I'll make sure.
PPOP's
I'll, like,
already
try
been
to-
struck by lightning. He's used to electric damage by this
He's
point.
like pretty much immune.
Like.
And let's see. On a
Guys,
hit.
that's not funny.
That's not funny. It's a little fun.
I think Shocking Grasp touch spells, do they even have like a to hit? I guess some of them do.
I have to roll.
Okay.
And there was just something about 2d damage. On a hit, your target takes 2d12 electric damage. Jeez.
Just a wee bit.
Just a little bit of damage. Okay. A roll and hopefully I don't mess this up. Oh, I got a 26, baby.
Nice. Alright.
Oh,
Sadly,
it's a critical.
I don't believe that spells crit.
Unless it says so, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, spells. I don't think unless they specifically list it, they do not.
No, this
crit.
one doesn't.
But
Ray of Frost.
2d12 damage is a lot. That's kind of
Yeah.
part of the way it's balanced, is that spells do more damage or can do more damage, but they usually don't get like strength bonuses, so it could be either really low or really high, and you can't crit. But yes, that will hit. So roll us 2d12.
/R space stop 2d12. Why is there an E there? All right.
All right, 5.
Well, that's very disappointing for a 2d12.
Yeah, but you know what? You want to guess how many hit points it had left?
1.
Correct.
5?
Just like incinerated.
It would have been funny if it was 5, but no, it had 1 hit point left. So yeah,
I
so
had a feeling. I didn't want to risk trying to hit it with my staff, though.
yeah, so you instruct your familiar to land on it, and it does so, landing on kind of the back of its neck after PPOP has gotten off of it. Did you? I would assume you wrenched your stick out because you want to keep it, or maybe you left it in and you'll grab it in a second. Either way. But yeah, and it lands on the back of its neck and sets out a shock, and soon the thing stops its twitching and gives off a pleasant smell. You have cooked that lobster.
Lobster.
But yeah, and you were quiet enough that you actually have not alerted any of the other lobsters around you.
Yeah.
So, I would imagine from here your plan is just to head kind of north and slightly to the east to like this general area and escape.
Yeah, I think even Akalupa. Even Akalupa.
I mean, I think we're still sneaking.
Let me roll one last
yeah,
set of stealth rolls. Oh yeah. So, PPOP absolutely knocks his stealth roll out of the park with a 25.
Oh, jeez.
And you guys are able to exfiltrate without further incident.
Nice.
My sneakiness today is just...
It's really paid off. Are we taking our friend with us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, are you bringing him for dinner?
I guess we are.
I'm gonna throw him over my other shoulder.
Sammy looks very uncomfortable with having pinchers that size that close to her after her previous encounter. All right, so yeah, you guys are able to get out of the area. As you put a little bit more distance between you, you slowly hear less and less clacking. Looking behind you, I would say probably Manawanui is the most interested in this sort of thing. But you kind of notice that the clacking seems to be some sort of a mating ritual and had absolutely nothing to do with you. But the males are clacking loudly in order to show their strength by how loudly they are able to clack without breaking their pincers into numerous little shards. And females are coming in, and the lobsters are getting busy behind you.
Well, at least that meant they were very distracted.
Yeah, they were very distracted. Which is good for you, because let's just say a few of your rolls were pretty close to the border. You almost got spotted by a few of these lobsters. Now, you wouldn't have been swarmed by everything on the map at once, because they are very distracted. It would have just been the ones close to you. And believe it or not, you actually did a pretty good job finding everything. The only one that you did not find is there was one right here. Hidden layer again. There.
Nice.
Yeah, so you guys are able to...
So we would have had to have killed one regardless of what way we were.
Depending on how you rolled. You could have possibly gotten past even the one behind this boulder if you rolled well enough.
Yeah. It's not the Manawanui way.
Yeah.
To leave enemies in the rear.
I think the crit
in the rear, but
yeah. And I think the crit thing works well, so we'll kind of keep using that going forward. Because that way you do have a chance, if you are being stealthy, of actually making it matter while still getting some kills, while normally that wouldn't be the case.
I think it's also nice. I was going to try and utilize the no attacks of opportunity house rule that we were doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's normal in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Attacks of opportunity are a special skill that only certain classes have.
I was gonna try and do more weaving in and out of combat, sneak attack, then hide behind the boulder again.
Yeah,
you
definitely
not detect it at all.
Would be able to do that. Now, obviously, doing that to this guy wouldn't work.
Right.
But you could definitely do it to this guy, or even this guy.
But I didn't even have to. I just went for the all-out crit mode.
Yeah. Super crit. That you were one hit point away from murdering the crap out of that guy. Alrighty, so you guys proceed a short way, and we are hitting a little over our hour and a half. I would assume people want to wrap up, or do you want to go a bit further?
I'm good to keep going.
Jenkins?
I don't know what you.
I was asking if you had school, because
Oh,
like
no.
next week is like finals. So
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
I've
make
got
sure
school eventually.
that. Okay. I just wasn't sure how much you had.
I mean, it's fine.
All right, well, I'll
We're
keep going and go ahead and just, if we are going too long, speak up. Otherwise, I'll kind of just go until we hit the next natural ending point, and I'll ask you again.
Is there a way we could take like a 5 minute? I have to use the bathroom real quick.
Sure, go for it.
Cool.
All right,
I'm
so
also gonna do that. That sounds good.
that is probably a good plan.
Okay, I'll see you guys at 8:15.
Sounds good. All right, we're back. So, you guys are able to make it out of the area. You see the mating, all that kind of fun stuff. And you continue on your way. And you are now crossing the last bit of the crater. And as you are going on, it kind of is continuing to get warmer, the air around you, and unfortunately, you are not. There are no like gases. You're actually getting kind of past that, so you're okay there. Any gases that are coming off the volcano are able to go down because you are no longer in the low part of the crater. You're rising up, and you see a ways in front of you, right at the base of the final summit, and just outside of the crater proper, there seems to be a small hut constructed out of rocks, which is unusual. Most of what you would have seen would have been constructed out of wood and leaves, but this one seems to have been kind of built out of rocks that are stacked on top of each other without any mortar, but surprisingly, it seems to be pretty solid from what you can see. Very strangely, though, you see coming out of the hut itself tendrils of smoke and a warm reddish glow.
I think somebody should scout it out.
I'll go.
Oh, I was gonna volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, I mean, but like I feel like you go first a lot and end up getting hurt.
I mean, if you're just saying who's best at the job, it definitely is PPOP.
I mean, but I'm kind of.
But Sammy also does speak up, and she says, "Oh, yeah, I've heard about this. There's supposedly like a crazy hermit who lives at the summit of the volcano. I think what I heard is that he worships lava or fire or something like that."
While Sammy's
Is
talking,
he
I sneak
friendly?
off to get a head start on Manawa Nui.
It's a
sent my bird
race. All right, are
I
you
sent-
being super snicky?
Yeah, I'm sneaking.
I am not being.
Oh.
I am sacrificing caution for the sake of getting there first.
All right. Well, yeah. So PPOB, you are being pretty sneaky, and then I would assume you're doing also perception to see what's up there.
Yeah, I mean the idea is to get close without being noticed and see what's going on before we engage with this hermit.
Sounds good. All right. So
And I'm just
PPOB,
doing
I think
that all the way to the
your
door.
perception was a +7 also. Yes, it is. All right. All right, so yeah, so you're
There you
sneaking.
go.
You're kind of a little bit behind. You get closer and look at it. We're in exploration mode, by the way, no longer in combat, or I should say, we're no longer in tactical mode. But yeah, so you're able to get a little closer. You kind of look, and you can see now that the light coming from inside the hut is flickering gently. But that's about all the additional information you can really see. You see that around the hut, there are various of those, like, what are they called? Where you stack stones up just to see if you can balance like ridiculous shapes of stones. There's a ton of these all around the house, just absolutely littering the space. And you can see that that's about it. You can see like some coconut bowls or paihanas, kind of hanging from various little like hook-shaped stones, but that's about it. And then Manawa Nui, I have a +4. Oh, +5.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything is 5.
So you, throwing caution to the wind, deciding that you are determined to beat PPOP there. You take about 2 steps and then you trip on a stack of stones and fall on your face. You rolled a
Dang
1.
it.
I laugh in his face, but as quietly as I can.
But ow!
All right. So are you gonna
So
continue to get closer, PPOP?
I'm gonna continue. Oh,
Yes.
I was like, I have to crawl.
I'm continuing to sneak closer and look.
All right. So you kick up a few pebbles on your way, but let's see if you see anything. Alrighty. So you're able to get closer. You kick up a few pebbles on your way, and as you are getting closer, on your way there, you kind of hear some chanting coming from inside the hut and can see a shadowy shape.
Wait, how did I roll a 1 if I have a 5? Oh, because it's never.
You rolled a 1 plus 5, so you got a total of 6,
Yeah.
but that's still a critical failure.
Yeah, no, I got it.
But yeah, so as you come closer though, and you kind of kick those pebbles, your stealth roll was not great, but this is a good time for it not to be great. Instead of when man-eating lobsters are waiting for you around every corner.
Yeah, I used up that karma.
Yeah. But yeah, so you're able to see quite well. You actually can hear, you can smell scents wafting out of the hut as you come closer, and it's a smell that's a little bit unusual to you. You actually eat almost entirely raw food. Your tribe does not know how to make or store fire, so cooking is generally not common. So the smell is somehow stronger and even more salivating than normal. You realize that you're quite hungry as you haven't eaten much today, just kind of enough to get you by. You had planned on, I would assume, kind of settling down and eating a proper meal at dinner when you camped. And it seems to be a spicy kind of scent of meats and plants. And you can hear something bubbling inside the hut, as well as this kind of chanting or singing. It's hard to say what, in a raspy voice that is, you would assume, male, given the tenor. And you can also see that the hut, now that you're closer, is almost a work of art. Somehow, these raw stones that have been only slightly shaped, you can see some marks of chipping on a number of them, but they've been laid in such a way that they fit together almost perfectly without any sort of joining. There's no cement or anything there to help, no mortar. Not that you would be familiar with that sort of technique anyway. And the whole thing is actually built in such a way that there are specific rocks that stick out further than others, which make these intricate kind of whirling shapes across the whole thing that seems to shift almost impossibly as you move and look at them across different angles. But then you do unfortunately trip on one of those cairns, I think are what they're called, whatever, little rock piles, and knock one over, and you hear the chanting or singing stop, and you see a wizened figure peek out from the door, a long beard of pure white trailing almost all the way down to the ground, certainly at least down to his knees. And he doesn't quite spot you at first, but he doesn't look hostile.
Yeah, so PPOP's pretty enamored with the whole experience and thinks like the whole mystical vibes that we're getting. He thinks maybe this guy can help him decipher what's going on in his head.
So you stand up, or
yeah, so I'm kind of at ease now. I stand up and I'm like, hey sir, what's going on?
Visitors! Must be that time of year again. I see you over there too, you with the bird. Come on, everybody, you Beefcake and the girl. I was just making dinner.
Akalupu brought more food for dinner.
Ooh,
gonna,
goody
come up
goody,
and,
rock lobster.
hold the lobster up.
Back in my younger days, I used to hunt these for fun. I'm getting a little bit old long in the tooth for that these days. The old knees don't work quite the way they used to, but I'll make a fine addition to the stew.
What is stew?
Stew, it's like if you mashed food together with some water, and you kind of made like a gloop, and then you eat it with like a scoop, like a small shovel for your mouth.
Akalupu like scoop.
Alrighty, yeah, come in. Great to have visitors. Most people don't come up here too often, on account of all the dangers and the sand pits and the rock lobsters and the lava and all that. But it's nice to have people every once in a while.
What are you doing up here by yourself?
You see, well, you probably noticed this here behind me, this mountain.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Hard to miss.
indeed. Well, you see, the spirit protector of our island lives inside. That's where all that smoke and the lava comes from, don't you know? And I'm here to study her ways. Indeed, I have learned many secrets living out here all by myself.
Honored grandfather, would you please impart this wisdom?
Well, that might be a mite difficult, but I could try to teach you what I know while you're here. I imagine y'all will want to be heading off in the morning, though.
That would be most fruitful.
Right, well, come on in. Come on in. In fact, the best secret that I think I learned from this here mountain is actually sitting right underneath my stew pot.
I look underneath his stew pot. Is it?
All right, so you come inside the hut, and
okay.
immediately the scent becomes even that much stronger. There is a small chimney in the center, so it's not overly smoky, but it's definitely smoky and a bit murky in here. Um, so that's not a sensation that you are familiar with. It is a bit irritating on your eyes and lungs as you come into the murk. But as your eyes adjust to the lower light, as the sun is setting outside, you can see flickering beneath a kind of a large bowl-shaped stone that is propped up by other stones. You can see a few logs that seem to be on fire. Now, you have experienced fire before, but only from natural disasters. For example, lightning strikes. And generally, it has been a thing to fear, as it has, on occasions, wiped out sections of forest or even destroyed your village's huts. But generally, they either put themselves out or the rain will do it. But in this case, it seems to be contained and is producing heat, which is causing the stew to bubble and simmer quite nicely. And that scent, mixed with the kind of the sharper scent of the smoke, is actually quite appetizing as your bellies collectively grumble. Exactly. Right.
How do you keep your house from catching fire?
Well, you see,
Why does it not consume everything?
You see, fire only burns certain materials. I've invented a word for these materials, and I call them flammable. And
Huh.
certain materials like stones, they're not very flammable. They heat up, they might turn red, you gotta be careful, but you notice those lava pools, well, when they cool off, they actually turn back into rock. They're just super heated rock. But other materials like grasses and woods, especially dry ones, they seem to burn quite nicely.
I'm kind of like having like a huge realization of like my world has just been changed.
Right. Well, everybody, grab a scoop and rock, and he points to a small pile of hollowed out rocks, larger than a spoon but smaller than a bowl. And get yourself some soup. The pahanas are over in that corner, and there's just a pile of hollowed out, I don't know, coconut husks probably. um, Yeah, scoop yourself some soup. Go ahead and get yourself a little something. I'll get that lobster in there, and we'll kind of add to it, and we can have shakens here in a bit. Um, Meanwhile, if you got any questions, go for it. Otherwise, I can maybe tell you a story or give you a few of the secrets of fire that I have learned.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Akalupu is going to be very intently getting food first and eating it.
Right, so it appears that the food is some sort of meat, possibly rodent. It's hard to tell once it's in the stew. Various insects are also in there, as well as a few different plants that seem to have been harvested from nearby, but kind of the other side of the mountain where the crater isn't, but where the volcanic activity has actually created quite fertile soil. And there's also kind of some fruits hanging off to the side that he offers as well, so you are free to grab maybe some bananas or something to go with your stew. And he seems to have found something kind of odd. You're not sure what to think of it. You haven't had spicy food before, but there's this slight burning sensation on your tongue and palate as you eat it, but it's not unpleasant, oddly enough.
How did you discover this fire?
I'm not sure.
I guess I know what fire.
Yes, yeah, and it's similar to what you've probably seen in the past. In my case, one day I was walking around a mountain, and I was chanting to the mountain, asking it to share with me the wisdom that it has. And lo and behold, in front of me, there was a tree what had fallen in a puddle of lava. I could see fire coming off of it, but it weren't burning too fast. I realized, that wood is fresh. It had just fallen down during a storm the night before, and it wasn't burning nearly as fast as kind of dry wood was. So that was already something new and exciting that I learned. But as it wasn't raging out of control, I decided, well, what if I were to break off one of these burning branches and take it back with me to my hut? For fire is clearly related to lava, as they are both hot, and I believe they are an extension of the will of the mountain, one and the same. And so I did indeed bring it back to my hut, and it burned and smoldered for some time before it went out. And slowly from there, I experimented with various different woods and materials, and I realized if I were to put some fuel, in this case dry wood, on the fire slowly so that the fire stays at a smaller size, rather than raging out of control and destroying everything around it, it actually stays contained and slowly works through the wood, turning it from what it once was into a gray powder I call ash.
Hmm.
So you're a
So-
wizard.
I like to think of myself as a wizard, yes. But I
What?
believe that this is something that anyone can master. Here, and he goes and he grabs a stick from a pile in one of the corners of the hut. He hands it over to PPOP. Now take it by one end and stick the other in the fire for just a few minutes, not too long, and then take it out and hold it so that the end that is on fire is pointing up. Because that is another thing I have discovered. A fire likes to go up.
I'm gonna be very like suspicious of this. Like I'm low key think he's trying to like kill PPOP or something or turn him into fire.
Yeah.
I
So do you,
tentatively do exactly as he says.
right. So yeah. So you do that and hold it. Assuming you do actually hold it with the fire end up. um, and it kind of sputters and burns for some time before it does slowly die. Um, so see how that worked? You were holding it up so the fire didn't come towards you, and it didn't have anything further up to burn, so it did slowly go out. I found that you can actually keep fire alive, but just barely. Kind of like the way there's no cold things to hibernate in this on your island. What's a good example then? Kind of like the way lava. You know, when it starts to cool around the edges, turns into a rock. But if more lava comes in and brings that heat with it, it'll turn back into the gooey lava that you love to see. Well, you can do something similar with fire. If you have materials that are just a little bit damp, and you get them to smolder, there's smoke coming off of it, but there's really not much fire, and you stick that in a coconut filled with fibers, it'll actually keep the fire for a few days at a time. And then all you have to do, because this is another thing I've discovered about fire, it loves wind. You've ever seen a fire raging out of control as the wind is just blowing it through an area? That same thing, fire loves wind. So you can take that smoldering ember and you just blow on it, and it'll heat right back up red hot, and you can light a fire with it.
Why does the mountain wish to consume and destroy everything?
Oh,
He said fire's its extension.
The mountain doesn't destroy things except what needs to be destroyed, I'd say. But if you see this lava that comes out, it rolls down the side of the mountain and it hits the sea, and a great eruption of steam goes out. And when you look where those lava flows have ended, new land has been created. This entire island, created by this volcano back before even I was born. And it'll continue to grow thanks to this volcano.
Well, what else do you have to tell us, old man? Venerated father? Grandfather?
Old man.
He's just getting lower and lower. What do you got for us, you old hag?
Well, what do you want to know? You know, I have a very narrow area of expertise, but I'd be happy to tell you some stories, or if you want to know more about the last leg of your descent, I can tell you what it was like back in my day. I ain't been up there in quite some time on account of, like I said, the knees don't work quite like they used to.
You said you're a wizard?
I like to think I'm a wizard, yeah.
So do you know any magic?
Well, I think taming fire's pretty magical.
Yeah. But you said that like anybody can.
Yes, that is one thing that is unique about wizards. They are based around knowledge and understanding. So anyone can learn to be a wizard.
So then aren't we all wizards?
Yeah, sure, learn enough, and one day I'll consider you a wizard.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about this about the last leg of our journey? That
Alright, so you're heading up to the top of the mountain like every young whippersnapper does eventually. I hope
quick
you brought
question.
good offerings to throw in. You see, the sacrifice is a bit of two worlds. You see, not only is the volcano a god and protector of this island, not the volcano itself, mind you, but the volcano is the what we can see of our protector. Similar to how our ancestors are always around us and permeating and affecting everything we do, but they're not necessarily visible. Um, so you are there not only to offer an appeasement and a gift to the volcano and to show it your strength as coming of age, but also to signal to your ancestors that you have become an adult and you are ready to go out into the world and make something of yourself. And it is the steepest part, this last bit of the climb that you'll be doing tomorrow. So be ready for that. A good chance you're going to be doing some climbing. So better hope you got good weather. It's not fun climbing that there mountain in the rain, I tell you what.
How many travelers have come through before us?
Oh, many and more. The whole village. Usually there's at least one every year, but yeah, sometimes there. Well, I guess actually no, because what did we say? There were like 100 total people on the island.
Yeah.
I feel like it was more than that. Let's see. They wrote it down for a reason. Map, outside aisle, population. It's 50. Alright. A decent number in my day. I'd say probably about a dozen or two. But that's over quite some years. As you can see, I've been around.
What happens if somebody doesn't have a adequate sacrifice?
Well, you wouldn't want to anger your ancestors and the god of the island at the same time now.
No, I guess not. Looks at PPOP.
I
What?
can't say for certain you'll get struck by lightning or anything, but
Hey, we don't joke about that here.
oof, sounds like I hit a raw nerve. You ain't been scoffing at the gods, have you?
Not anymore, I ain't.
Right, well, that's a wise approach to life. Let me tell you. You may not be able to see them. But they're there. They affect everything around us. They are. It is by their good graces that you are here and alive. So you best show your appreciation. Well, I ain't had visitors in a couple of years. Except for that one really sad, scrawny looking boy. I don't think he made it up the rest of the way. Pretty sure he fell and broke a leg or something. But my memory ain't what it used to be. I remember helping someone back down a bit of the way so they didn't die. That's about it.
We'll let you
Do
know
you
if we
remember?
see anyone.
Do you remember someone called Loki ever coming up?
I think I remember a young whippersnapper by the name of Loki. Real troublemaker, that one.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, any that skinny kid with the pointy ears.
Pointed ears?
Not like your pointy ears. But got them
I
high
see.
cheekbones and them narrow eyebrows. I think, yeah, it's been some time, but he and I was kids together.
Hmm. What do you anything noteworthy about him that you can remember?
It's been so many years since I came up this mountain. Uh, eh, troublemaker. That's about as much as I can give you, I think.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, thank you.
Yeah, like I said, it's been a bit since I had too many visitors, and certainly not this many at once. That's quite a pleasant surprise. I felt like the mountain was telling me to make this much soup for a reason, so I'm glad I did. But I certainly wasn't going to be able to eat it myself, though I do believe that you over there points that certainly could. You put away most of it already. It's like, see.
Oh, I'm
I
gonna.
just flash him like a thumbs up and keep eating.
Right. So yeah, but I can set you up some beds, kind of in here. Just gotta throw some leaves on the floor, and he starts to like slowly and creakily get up.
No. Let me.
Well, that's right, kind of you.
Uh, I assume I see where he was like gesturing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not really. So I guess he's like, yeah. There's some extra bedding out back behind the hut. You should be able to spot it easy enough.
I'm gonna go out and grab that.
Okay, so yeah, there's just like a piles of like kind of dried out palm leaves and stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I was gonna grab him, and pull him back inside,
Cool.
put him in like a circle. That's
Alrighty, well, it's getting pretty late for me here. I find out I go to bed early and I rise early these days. So, if you have any other questions for me, best ask them soon before my eyes begin to droop any further.
what's your biggest advice for life?
My greatest advice for life would be to find something you're passionate about and dedicate yourself to it wholeheartedly.
Huh. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Just gotta find what it is that is important to you and then do it.
Oh, one more question. Do you ever remember somebody coming from off the island?
I don't know, not in my day, certainly.
Well,
I'm sure you have heard the stories of how our tribe came to this island. There was a great storm that racked the oceans. You see, our tribe was once great navigators and travelers of the ocean. We were builders of boats as well. Sadly, I don't think there's anyone on the island who still knows that craft. But we were able to travel. You see, this island, it isn't the whole world. There are other places far out past the waters, past where we can see. There's other islands like this, and many that are quite strange and very different. But our tribe used to travel about between them. But there was a great storm. It wrecked most of our boats and killed many of our people and left us stranded here, uh, and split us off from the rest of our tribe. Uh, There may be others out there, though have not heard from any of them in many years, long since before I was born. These are only stories that have been passed down. But I hope that there are still more of our tribe out there somewhere, and a few of the people here have salvaged boats or built their own. Unfortunately, most of those who know how to make boats have actually left our island, but none have returned. At least ways not any that I've heard of.
Well, thank you.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna hit the hay, and I will see you in the morning. I hope you are early risers, as I have a tendency to be quite loud in the mornings.
Well, sounds like whether we are or not, we're gonna get up early. So I'm gonna hit the hay as well.
Alright, so
I'm
he kind of
bed down
heads
for the
off
night.
to a bed, and you can hear him kind of under his breath. He resumes the singing or chanting that he had been doing before you even arrived.
I guess I'm gonna look at my group and say,
Or I
"You
guess
guys have."
first he would have so you guys finished off the stew. So there is none
Yeah.
left. It's quite good. You all feel great. Everybody give themselves 5 hit points if you're down any, just for how good that soup was.
That was good stew.
I'm gonna give those to Sammy as well.
I'm gonna gotta redo my hit points up to full. Somebody else bedded down for the night as
But yeah, so he would have scrubbed out the stew pot with sand and kind of left that outside, and he does leave the fire burning, however, but he throws a couple of extra logs on it. And then he kind of retires to a old corner of the hut, not too far away from the fire, and leaves you all to your own devices from that point, continuing to kind of chant or hum under his breath.
I'm gonna look at the rest of my group and say, well, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Or any ideas for tomorrow?
PPOP is already sleeping at the table.
It looks like Akalupu fell asleep. Well,
is real world Akalupu asleep?
the real world Akalupu fell asleep.
Alright, well that sounds like a good place to leave off then.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, so yeah, so we'll pick up next time with you guys presumably waking up, so all of you kind of settle in for the evening. And you feel quite secure in this nice stone hut with the fire there crackling beside you, which somehow is oddly comforting, despite the fact that this is a bit of an unusual thing for you. But the warmth soaking into you as the chilly night settles in is something new and quite comfortable, actually, as you nestle into your piles of leaves. And yeah, we'll pick up next time here. So I guess for those who are still awake, go ahead and wrap up like normal. What did PPOP learn?
PPOP learned how to use hero points to their maximum effectiveness.
Indeed.
Oh dang! I did not use I guess
There weren't
That's
too
what I
many
learned.
rolls this session.
this is true. I should have
At least not ones that you guys rolled. I rolled a lot for all the stealth rolls and the seek rolls, and
It's a sneaky episode.
yeah, a little bit of a change of pace. I thought that actually went pretty well and was a bit of a it's like combat but a little different.
Yeah.
You're doing a stealth mission. So what did Manawanui learn?
Manawanui learned. Manawanui learned that he should use his hero points.
Well, what did you learn
he
in
needs
the
to
game?
learn what PPOP learns. Manawanui learned in the game. Manawanui learned that, sometimes even though things are bad, they could actually be nice things to sleep next to.
Yeah. You guys are learning some stuff about fire. You might be able to definitely take advantage of.
I'm gonna take fire with the coconut like tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, and Akalupu is still asleep.
Akalupu learned that sleep is good.
I concur. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining me, and I will see you all next